Dear brothers and sisters, now I would like to draw your attention to a topic that is not much focused on nowadays. Actually, the students now, what I am talking to you, you may be listening to this topic anyway, maybe for the first time or second time, but I think or I realize that you must not have gone deeply into this topic because it is not much focused on nowadays. The topic is nothing other than watching obscene contents or adult contents, or in other words, watching pornography videos to be in direct manner. So, as a Muslim student, we know that watching such adult contents is haram for us. Everyone know that. But now, if we compare a time of 5 years back and nowadays, it is increasing in an alarming rate that the small children to elderly persons, they are in some ways addicted to such adult contents. I once again draw your attention because this is such a topic that need to be discussed in the limelight. So why or how are we going into the trap or in the web or in the loop of such a haram content, such an adult content, such we know it is obscene? How and why we are going into such a discussion? Actually, nowadays students, they spend hours and hours. They may go from one website to other website, thousands and lakhs of videos. I heard a news that last year a fact came in a news that in an adult content website, they says that and they claims that if a person watches the videos that are obscene, that are uploaded in that site, if a person try to watch from his lifetime, if he's watching continuously throughout his lifetime, he can't complete it. Such a huge content of such a long durations of these dirty contents are there in our mobile phones, our smartphones, what we use daily with as our companions. So we all need to pay attention of this topic, that it's such a great and such a greatest issue of the era itself. I will draw your attention to one more thing. Last year, another news came from Canada. In Canada, there was a teenage boy. He was about 13 years. He was watching pornography videos in his home at his sofa. And his mother saw him. And the mother, when she saw him, she get near him and she caught it and took the phone away. And the boy, you must think that he is only 13. He got angry. He said to his mother that it is my right to watch this video. And this 13-year boy, he went on to the court of Canada. The court verdict came and it was in favor of this son, of this boy. It was against the mother. And the verdict says that the mother should pay penalty to this boy, his son. Think, because it was his right. So watching this adult content, obscene, dirty contents is coming as a right of the persons. So we must be very much aware of the consequences and the most important devastating issues among this. And I'm going to such important things only. Actually, it's a major evil. There's no doubt in that. It's one of the major evil of this 21st century. It will affect ourselves, our family, our career, our job, our profession, everything. It has only devastating consequences, nothing productive, nothing as an advantage. So we must take care of all the things very much. Actually, a person, a student, we can think of a professional student like us. We are a professional student going into a campus, studying in the campus and coming back to hostel and we may go to our homes in some vacation part. And if you think of a normal professional student, how he can get into this loop or this web of these obscene contents? There are 5 different stages that studies are saying. I am trying to consolidate the 5 stages. The first stage is, as a child or a student, he may come to this loop. The first stage is early exposure. That is, he may get into this content when he is about 12 to 17 years of age. You must note that 12 to 17 years of age. A person or a child, when he is 12, he may get to these videos or these images or the visuals or something like that when he was 12. Many studies say that 12 is the right age to start that. So it is they are acting as a right, or it is they may get into accidentally to these videos. There are a lot of reasons for this early exposure. We can think a 12-year-old boy like our brother, how can he watch these videos? He may be getting into this trap by these reasons. First of all, curiosity. We know that if something is haram, and if he insists anyone to not do that, then he may think, why not to do that? Let's see. Then he may go there. So curiosity is one reason. Another one is social media. The movies we watch, the Netflix series that the children may watch, and some reels and shorts that may lead them to that. Another thing is the peer pressure. The same age group students, they may insist others also to watch this. What's the problem? We are all watching, then you too need to watch. They may insist and force them as it's a normal thing. So another thing is the peer pressure. Another thing, accidentally, by chance, when he is scrolling on his phone, by watching some other things, he may accidentally get into this trap. It's another thing. Another reason, some children think that watching these dirty contents is a great thing for my stress relief. Think of it. Children, students, they may have tension of a variety of reasons. For exams, if the teacher scolds him, if the parent scolds him, he may have tension. So to get rid of this tension and stresses, he may think that is a solution for stress relief. Another thing, they may fall into this trap when they are alone. Majority of students, they fall into this trap of pornography by when they are being alone. They watch for the first time. That will be the early exposure. So the stage 1 is early exposure. Study says that the second stage is addiction. You must note it down. The first stage is early exposure, and if a person who have exposed to this, the second stage is addiction. It is very dangerous than MDMA, I say. Dangerous than MDMA. The second stage is addiction. In this stage, the child or that student, he will not be able to be happy without this. Only if he watch these contents, only he will be happy. That is the second most dangerous things of addiction. He will be dependent on this. He must have these videos to be happy. The third stage, so the second stage is addiction. The third stage is desensitization. In that stage, a person who watches these adult contents, he will be desensitized, and he will need to have some variety of contents, different websites. He will be going here and there, wandering here and there, and he will watch this repeatedly for hours. This is the stage of desensitization. In that stage, there will be dopamine surge. You know, dopamine is a hormone. As a medical doctor, I can say dopamine is a happy hormone. But students or children who are watching these videos, they may have a dopamine, not dopamine increase. There's a dopamine surge. There's a peak level of dopamine in that children. They won't have any regret of watching these videos. And in this stage, they will be searching for varieties and varieties. That's the third stage. The fourth stage of these watching adult contents is escalation. The stage of escalation. In that stage, they will watch for hours and hours. The children in some counseling stages, they may say that they start watching at the night, and they didn't know that the Subh Bhag, the prayer Fajr Bhag has been given. They don't know. They watch for hours and hours. This is a stage of for the stage of escalation. In that stage, they may the study says that it can affect in this stage their job, their career, their academics, their family, their private life, and including their self-esteem. It's the most dangerous thing. And if the person need to be happy, he must have this video. At this stage, they may be prone to masturbation, especially boys. They may do masturbation to have a relief. And such people, you must note it down. Such people have, the studies are saying that these people have the main medical issues of premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction. These are the problems for these students. So it's a great dangerous thing. And the fifth stage is acting out sexually. If a person goes to these four stages, then we'll go to the acting out sexually stage. Here, the reels come onto real life. He may enjoy this pleasure only when he have a real sex. It will be unlawful. We know that. It will be haram. And he may go to that stage also. That's the fifth stage, which is most devastating. In that stage, if that person, if he have money problem, then he may go to a theft. He may have no problem for that theft. And if he have any problem for courage, if he have a little low courage, then he may go for drugs. Think, brothers and sisters, a person who watches these videos, he is going to fall in the trap of drugs, theft, and a lot of immoral things. That's the most dangerous thing of this. And they may stage, in this stage, they may have sexually transmitted diseases. And such people, if they are married, they go for a divorce. So watching a video, some people say as a justification, as I'm just watching a video, no? It have a small content. I was watching only weekly once, weekly twice, or for a small time only. They may say as a justification. They must think that study says that these 5 stages, the first stage is of early exposure. The second stage is addiction. If a person have entered the early exposure stage and then he go on to addiction stage, there is no need of any chronological order for the next stages. He may go from the second stage directly to the 5th stage. Many studies says that. So it's much dangerous. We must think, and many studies says that these have most dangerous effect than a cancer. Think of it. If you have a liver cancer, it only affects the liver. But if you have a pornography cancer, then it is going to affect your eyes, your ears, your brain, each and every organs of you. Also your self-esteem. So be careful of this great and dangerous thing. And actually, all these are the problems. We need solution. We know that this is problem and this is haram. We need solution. Many students who come to the counseling desk, who come for psychological counseling, they need solution. The solutions, when we consolidate, we must think that as a Muslim, we are Muslims, no? As a Muslim, we need to think that we are not merely insisted not to see, not to avoid to watch, but we are insisted that wala taqrabu zina. We must not go near to zina. We must not go near to that circumstances. We must not approach to that. Wala taqrabu zina. That's the first and foremost thing that we must think. The first solution that we can have is we must have a basic teaching of what Islam says in this matter. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaches Ali radiallahu anhu once that the topic on watching a woman for a man is based on that if a man watches a woman, the first look is for you. The second is against you. We must have it as a base on ourselves. The first look is maybe for a recognition. The second look, it is against you. We must not look to a person, to a female, if it is not permissible to us, if it is unlawful to us, we must not look for the second time. That's the basic thing that we must have in our brain. The second thing is that we must have the thought that we are living in this dunya for a small time only. The word which remains eternal, everlasting is akhirah. We are living for that. So we must have such a thing. Dunya is merely a small lifetime. There are a lot of deceiving agents here. وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ دُنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. This life in this world is a deceiving thing. We must have cheated by something. Maybe pornography. Maybe this unwanted contents. Maybe this adult contents. Maybe this adult images. Maybe these reels and shorts of this kind of contents. That may be our problem. So we must think that these are unwanted. That may be ruining of life. So the second solution is we must have a basic thought that we are living for the hereafter. The third thing that we must have to have is we must avoid each and every circumstances, each and every situations, each and every triggers that makes us to bad towards that. What are the triggers? We know. If a person is watching that, he may know that what is making him triggered to that situation. He must know and he must practice to get rid of that. Maybe it may be the mobile phone. It may be the mobile phone, the smartphone. We must think that the smartphone, it can take us to the Jannah or Jahannam. Our smartphones can take us to Jannah or Jahannam. We can think. The smartphone, if that's the problem, we must make it avoid. Make it aside. Second thing, maybe the internet is a problem. Wi-Fi connection may be a problem for someone. We must get rid of that. We must stop it. The connections. We can cancel the net connection of our phone. We can take our smartphone and we can cancel it, and we can take a small Nokia 11 phone. It's a solution. That may be the solution for us. Sometimes friends may be a problem. We must avoid such bad friends. Also, some people have such WhatsApp groups, such Telegram groups, or chats, or apps, or sites. We can avoid all that by our phone itself. We can have some parental control of our phone. But some may take it as a simple thing. It is normal now. Everyone is seeing, but it is not much simple. It's not much simple. It's going to ruin our life here and hereafter. We must be very much cautious about it. The fourth solution that I would like to say is that we must not be alone. Loneliness is another main problem. We must not be alone. We must be, actually, no one will be watching any such things, any such haram things publicly. He may think what others think about me. So no one will be watching publicly. Everyone will start when he is alone. Such sins are watching alone when we are alone, mostly in the night. So we must not be alone and avoid such situations. Also, use our time, our free time wisely and productively. We need to have such good friends. We need to focus on our ibadah. We need to focus on having such sunnah. That's all the solutions. We know. We must know to plan how to plan our life. How to plan each and every moment. When we start our life from the subh to the isha, when we go to sleep, we must have a routine plan of every day. Islam says that. Islam says to enjoy your life only through halals, not through harams. Also, Islam encourages early marriage. If a person is having a problem, he can have sunnah fastings. From on the Mondays, on the Thursdays, even if you are on the campus, we can have that fastings. That's a solution, what Islam says. Also, we must have all the jama'ah perfectly. Every student who are attending 29th PROFCON, you must have the next day Subuh Jama'ah. We must be there in the first swaf of our mosque. We must be there in the first swaf for reciting the Iqamah. We must be there. Then we can avoid these circumstances. If we are there for the subh, after subh, we can say adhkar subah. That's the main solution for that. In the adhkar subah, Prophet ﷺ says that if he says, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. That dhikr for 100 times, that is the solution. Dear brothers and sisters, it takes only 10 minutes of time to chant this, to pray this. So take your time for that. And fifth, I would like to say the solution that Islam says to enjoy our life. So we need to be Islamic. We need to be the proud Muslims. So we need to make our phones, our smartphones, a Muslim phone. We need to have in our smartphone Zameel app. You may have introduced this Zameel. We can search in the Play Store or App Store about Zameel, about Peace Radio. We must have these apps in our phone. We must have such good friends. We must be part of the wisdom students and wisdom girls. There are a lot of activities that we are doing in our campuses. PROFCON, Illumina, Teen Spaces, Alchemy, Arabic Students Conferences, and a lot of other gatherings, the daily and monthly gatherings in our areas. We must be a part of that. And we must have, and at the foremost, we must have a strong decision that I won't go to such harams. If it is no for me, I will say no towards that. If it is a haram, I will not go to that. We must have such a strong decision. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us from all these evils. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم واغفر لنا يا غافر المظلمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.